Well, hello there, and welcome back to another episode of the Your Next Best Step podcast. A long time ago, somebody once told me that life is a journey, and what makes it so amazing and just such an amazing journey are the people that you meet along the way. And one of the best things about what I do is the people, the characters that I get to meet along the way in and work with people and talk to people every day. And it's why I am writing my book, which is all about my dealings with leaders, different types of leaders throughout my career, especially being an entrepreneur, and just some interesting observations that I have had. But one of the greatest things, or one of the greatest people that I have met, who is a leader in a business in the time that I have been an entrepreneur, is this gentleman named Ivan. And I get to see Ivan every week. And this guy cracks me up. I mean, he comes up with the funniest things. He is one of he's on the leadership team at one of my big clients, and he just comes up with the funniest stuff. But he has worked in the restaurant industry, all his career. I think he may have worked one place outside of the restaurant industry, but this guy just has as many funny stories as I have. He has just as many. And every time I go there, I could be having the worst day ever, and he just makes me laugh. And one time, actually, a couple months ago over Thanksgiving, my client who is actually the business owner, was away, and he called me, and he said, Theresa, or I shouldn't say he called me. Somebody up at his businesses, one of the staff called me because I do function as his chief operating officer, contacted me, and they said, Theresa, it's raining in the basement. So lo and behold, call the owner, and I end up going up there because they think it is a sewage pipe that broke. And if you know me, you know that I am a giant germaphobe. Giant. So I'm thinking to myself, this better not be a sewage pipe because I don't know what I'm going to do. And I just kept telling myself, it's a water pipe. It's a water pipe. It's just a water pipe. So I'm driving up there. It's Black Friday. And lo and behold, who calls me but Ivan? And he says, T, because everybody calls me T. T, I hear you're on your way up. I'm waiting for you. He's like, we're going to solve this problem together. You and me, we're going to solve this problem together. So I get up there. I'm driving up there. I get up there. I have my favorite running sneakers on. And we're walking around in this basement. It's a historic basement. It's actually on the historic register. Funny story, George Washington, during the Revolutionary War, General Lafayette came over and to help us fight against the British, and he got injured, and George Washington took him to this building where my clients' businesses are to actually heal and get taken care of. So anyway, historic building, it is haunted. The basements are concrete. The pipes are old. The walls are still plaster walls. And we go walking in, and there's refrigerators and things down in the basement and everything. And we go walking in. Ivan meets me. I should say this. Let me back up for a second. So Ivan meets me, and he's like, we're going to fix this, T. He's like, you and me, we got this. He's like, I'm already here. I'm looking on YouTube to see how we can fix this pipe. And I'm thinking to myself, there is no freaking way going on YouTube, we're going to fix a sewer pipe, right? So I get up there, and Ivan meets me, covered, mask on, covered in a trash bag, flowered gloves on, and 2 spatulas, and he's ready to go, saying, come on, you and me. He's like, we're going to fix this. Well, lo and behold, we get out there, water covering the basement, water everywhere, and we are walking through all of this in my new sneakers. I think my toes were curled in my sneakers. I was so grossed out, and the smell. And Ivan stood by me the entire time in his trash bag, wanted to get me a trash bag. And I was like, no, I will burst into flames. But he had his trash bag on, and his gloves. And I was like, where did you get those gloves? Oh, they're from the kitchen. That was the only things we had, And he is literally trying to fix this pipe. Finally, we had to get the plumber in, and lo and behold, it was indeed sewage water. Yes, I was walking through poop water. It was lovely. But Ivan stayed with me the whole time. He did not let me handle this by myself, thank heavens, because again, I am a germaphobe. And to this day, we talk about how we said we were going to do something, we did it, we saw it through, and, ended up getting carpeting ripped up and throwing away all kinds of stuff and like really stepping into, we are going to fix this problem. And I had to throw my sneakers out on the way home because I was walking in poop water. And remember, I am a germaphobe. So, but it's funny, and why I wanted to tell that story is so many times I see business owners who put themselves out there and say, we stand for XYZ, our core values are XYZ, but then their actions and how they end up showing up and the things that they do not align with what they are saying they are all about. And it's funny because I had a conversation with Ivan again yesterday, and why I wanted to do this podcast episode. And we were talking about something in their business that they've been doing the same way for the longest time, trying to please everybody, trying to do something that really, if you knew what it was kind of the definition of insanity. And saying to their staff, this is how we're doing it. We will, we're trying to make sure that everybody's happy, and we're trying to make sure that we give everybody what they want, and, this is how we're going to do it. And lo and behold, it wasn't working. People were miserable. People were confused. People were not doing what they were supposed to do. And I had this conversation with Ivan, because he kept saying to me, Theresa, we have to do it this way. We have to do it this way because we want to make everybody happy. We have to do it this way because there's so many different things that change in the restaurant business, in this business. There's so many things that change every single day and things that come up. And if we don't do it this way, we're not going to be able to handle these things. And I don't know any way around this, but I can tell you that doing what he needed to do, that happens on a weekly basis, it's actually creating a schedule, but that happens on a weekly basis, was taking him and another leader in the business 3 hours. 3 hours to do this, the two of them. And it made them miserable. And I listened to him and I thought to myself, okay, we talk about our core values. And one of the core values is communication. Another core value is empowerment. Another core value is education and teamwork. And he's telling me this story, and he's telling me what's happening. They have been doing it this way, and it frustrates. It's the thing that he absolutely hates about his job the most. It makes him miserable. It makes the other manager miserable. And no matter how many times I kept telling him, maybe try it a different way. Try doing this or try doing that and he kept telling me, no, it won't work. And at the same time saying, and this is the thing I hate the most, and I wish there was a different way we could do it. And I sat there and I said to him, and finally he said, we don't have all of the information about events that are going on locally and different things that are happening. And then I turned to him and I said, yes, you do. You have them. And here's where it's located. You've had them all along. You've had the calendar of events. You've had all of the information you need to create this schedule in a different way to not make your life so hard. I said, but all you've been doing for the past 20 minutes is fighting for your limitations and why you need to continue doing things the way that you've been doing, driving yourself nuts, and pretty much being the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and over again expecting a different result, and you're not getting one. And in fact, you're making people miserable. And what we ended up uncovering is that certain things were being created, and certain things, they were telling people this is what we're doing and this is how we're doing it. And then it was being created, and then it was being changed. And it wasn't being communicated out to the people, that all the key stakeholders in the business, the employees, all the front of the house and the back of the house, and all the different employees in the business. It wasn't being communicated to them after it was changed. And what I pointed out to him is, what you're doing is you've built up resentment with the staff for however long it's been going on. You've built up that resentment because you have been preaching that our culture is built on communication, and our culture is built on team, and our culture is built on trying to give our employees life harmony, which I don't believe in work-life balance. I like to call it life harmony, but giving our employees life harmony so that they don't burn out. But what you're actually doing, the actions that are happening, are showing them something completely different. Because here these people are showing up for their job, showing up expecting that things are going to be a certain way because that's what they've been told. But then how people are actually doing things and the actions that they're seeing are completely out of alignment, And the one thing that would make it change is a simple tweak in communication. A simple tweak in communication between the different managers that get the information that they need to create the schedule, okay? And then the communication out to the staff, to all the employees, to say, this is how we're going to do things moving forward. And this is why we're going to do it this way. And these are the expectations that we have, but also these are the things that you can expect from us to make sure that we can give everybody the time off that they need. We can give everybody the vacation that they're looking for, that they request. And we also make sure that we have coverage, ample coverage. So nobody is being overworked, nobody is burning out, and nobody feels like they're being taken advantage of. Simple concept that so many business owners miss. That when you state, and we state who we are, what we believe, in our purpose, in our mission, in our vision, but who we are, our core values, and our purpose, when we state that, we better make sure that we back that up with our actions. Because as I always say, actions speak louder than words. So if you say your core values are empowerment, team, family, life harmony, education, you better make sure that the actions that you are doing in your business as a business leader, as a business owner, as a manager, that they align with what you say you're doing. That really is the definition of integrity, that you do what you say you're going to do. And when you do what you say you're going to do, and you say what you do, you do what you say you're going to do. I mean, the definition of integrity, you hold yourself in integrity, and you also hold other people. You hold each other in integrity. So when Ivan and I were having this conversation, he just looked at me when I pointed out to him that, number one, he was giving me every excuse possible as to why he had to stay frustrated, why he was committed to staying frustrated and staying stuck and being miserable doing what he was doing. And also that there was a simple, small change that needed to happen. And a key piece of information that was there all along that could have saved hours of time and frustration and energy that could have been put towards moving forward a campaign that we've been working on, a project to get private label food, into supermarkets that they make in the restaurant, or to build out the new training program for the staff, to focus on the activities that support the vision, to focus on the projects that are going to move the business forward faster. But instead, they chose to focus on operations activities, creating a schedule, taking 3 hours, and sometimes it would take multiple days, 3 hours apiece, to do this schedule. And I said to him, when you focus on the operations and when you focus on only seeing the challenges, you are going to continue to bring that to you. You're only going to continue to bring more challenges to you. But the moment that you say, let's look at this a different way, the moment that you say, we can do this differently, and here's why, that is when you're going to draw opportunity towards you. That is when you're going to have people feel fulfilled. And really, if your goal is to ultimately create that healthier culture, that's exactly what you will do. That's exactly what the result will be, a healthier culture. And as I said, so many business owners today, you hear a lot about, let's build a culture, let's build a better culture, let's build a healthier culture. And you hear culture. You have the great resignation that happened, and now we have the great rebirth, the great rejuvenation, or whatever you want to call it. And the thing is that we hear all about this. And at the same time, a lot of people are talking about a lot of external things that you can do: health insurance, retirement, sick time, working from home, all of those things. But the part that is still not being talked about is that that's great to say all of those things. That's great to put out there in writing and say, this is what you can get from us, or this is what we believe. But if your actions don't align with what you're saying, if your actions in your business don't align with what you're telling people that you believe in, it's never going to work. It's never going to work. And people look at that, and again, over time, it builds distrust, it builds resentment, and it builds frustration. So when people when people come to me and they're like, I'm doing everything I possibly can to hire people and retain people and to treat my people well, but something still isn't right. And then we go back and we look at their own schedule, and they're working 10-hour days, 7 days a week, no vacation time. How can people see that? They see that. They see that you are starting to burn out. They see that you might be frustrated. I have a client, and for the longest time, people felt that the leader of the business was unapproachable. And the business owner came to me and said, I don't understand. She's not unapproachable to me, but everybody's telling me she's unapproachable. And I don't get it, because we have an open door policy and we are a team environment. And when we started figuring out that, yeah, you're saying all these things. You're saying that you believe in this and that you want the culture, the business culture, and the vibe in your business to be that way. But that's not how you're showing up, and that isn't what people are seeing. People need to be as motivated by your mission and your purpose as you are. They need to understand that this is how we do things and why we do it. And again, when you are saying it, if you are not showing up that way, there's going to be an alignment issue. So if you are experiencing this yourself, and if you've asked, Why are things not working? Why have I not been able to hire new people? Or why are my employees still complaining time and time again? And there are certain industries that you see this a lot. It's very prevalent right now. Why are they so disgruntled? And the key is to go back and ask yourself, or even ask them, what is it that is going wrong? What is it that we can do better? And how can we do it better? And get some feedback from them. Take the time to communicate with them and understand what inspires them, what motivates them, what helps them, what really makes them want to come into work every day, and to really understand that, so you can then align whatever it is that you're putting out there that you believe in and that you want to do. You can align it with the actions that you're taking in your business, the activities that you set up in your business, and how the two then come together. So I hope you enjoyed. Oh, and by the way, Ivan finally saw my side and said, you know what, Theresa, you are exactly right. I never looked at it that way. I never looked at it that this could be done differently simply by having a very small piece of information. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. And until next week, I hope, if I can ask you one favor, to go on and leave me a review on iTunes. We are on Spotify. We are on Stitcher. We are on Amazon. We're wherever you can listen to a podcast. So if you can go on and leave me a review, I would love to hear it. I read all of the messages. So if you leave a review and you have any suggestions, I am always up for suggestions on topics, things you want to hear about, things I can help you with. It's kind of like virtual coffee, and I love myself a cup of good coffee. So anyway, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and take care. And remember, align what you say with the intention that you're putting behind your actions and your actual actions, and you will achieve so many more amazing things. All right. And by the way, you don't want to walk in poop water either. Next time, if somebody asks you to go and handle a sewage pipe break, say, I'm sorry, I'm busy. I got to go wash my hair. All right. Have a great rest of your week.